Welcome to the II Preview Show with me, Davey B and Doncaster. We're going to be previewing this evening's meeting at Doncaster, which is live on SIS and RPG TV. Let's start off with the current in-form and out-of-form trainers. Jimmy Gaskin, 23 runners, 7 winners, 30.43% strike rate. Janice Simpson, 40 runners, 11 winners, just over 27% strike rate. Susan Watson, 49 runners, 12 winners, just over 24% strike rate. Current out-of-form trainers, Alex Hopkins, 10 runners, no winners. Kenny Everett, 12 runners, no winners. And Malcolm Windras, 23 runners and 1 winner. These stats, as you can see, are from Greyhound Stats UK. It's a great website, so check it out. Doncaster, what do you think of tonight's card?
Yes, good. It's all right. There's again just be nice to have a couple of better races on the card, but it's there's quite a few 4-bend races to start with. A decent sprinting race 5, and then a little bit of more graded, more lower end graded stuff to finish with. But yeah, it's all right. There's a couple of things in there. I think it's tight. It's a tight card. I will say as well, though, the Greyhound Stats is a great website. They've got a converter on there as well that you can use for Irish form, anyone buying dogs and stuff like that. It's a tool. The website's brilliant.
It is. It's
Bill does very well with it.
I've used it a few times and I think it's great. I also thought Monday night's meeting on RPG TV was great with Dave Clark doing the interviews.
Yeah, it was good to see. For a lot of people, they can put like faces to names and stuff and learn how to say coop rather than cowp.
Yeah.
But no, it was good. And you had obviously Mick Smith on there tipping up Eden Simba as well, which was interesting. A guy who's on a good wage as head of racing. So good to see he knows what he's talking about.
He also mentioned about they're going to try and improve the graded strength with some more numbers.
Yeah, I don't understand why they need any more dogs. Yeah, they don't need any more dogs personally, but I'll have to see how they go. But he did mention as well about getting the better cards on a Monday and a Wednesday, so hopefully that happens.
Fingers crossed.
Have to see. Yep, indeed.
Right then, let's get into the action. Race 1 is an A2 over 483 metres. Roseville Luna in 1, Paradise Kia in 2, Smurfing Master in 3, Rosmalt Logan in 4, Crackaway Express in 5, and in 6, Scorched Earth. Doncaster, what do you fancy?
I found this quite tricky. I'm going to be with Crackaway Express. I put a bit of a video out as well, so I can kind of show you the reasoning behind it. So we've got a video to sort of have a look at here.
Let's get that up and running.
The 2, 3, and the 5 all run against each other last week. They're all in the same boxes, bar the Surfing Master dog, which is in the 4 box in the VT. So if you roll it, we can have a look.
Yep, let's roll.
You'll see that the 2's got the most early pace out of these 3. But if you look at the 5 at the start, and it goes down on its nose and just picks the start. Now I'm not saying it's got great early or anything, but it's certainly going to turn a little bit closer. Look, the 2's led, the 4, so that'll put play to the 4's chances, which is in the 3 in this. But I was a little bit disappointed with how quick the Paradise Kia bitch just sort of went out. And you can see the 5 there, it's made up massive ground after losing ground at the start. And, it's beat the 2 and the 4 in the end quite comfortably and staying on quite strong. But it would need to turn, a little bit closer than what it did that night. Rosmalt Logan's got good early, but I'm not sure it'll lead Paradise Kia. So I'm hoping that the 2 and 4 will take each other on, and then the 5 will sort of get running late on and come over the top and chin them. But the Parker Newcomer in 6, Scorched Earth, is quite interesting. It was only A4 at Monmore, but its trials look, pretty handy, and it's assisted to Meteoric Rise as well that run well on Monday night. So the 1's got a good draw as well with the 2 moving off, but I just think that the 4 will struggle to get around the 2, and I think the 5 might just get some sort of a pitch here and set after them. The 1 would have to lead the 5 to win, I think. and I don't think it will. So, and the going was wrong as well the last night on the one's time. So, yeah, there you go. I'm with the 5. But again, it won't be a race I'm massively strong on.
The Doncaster selection in race 1 is trap 5, Crackaway Express. Race 2 is an A2 over 483 metres. Fane Bjork in 1, Lysander Ranger in 2, Millcroft Fred in 3, Lightfoot Como in 4, Ballymac McGrath in 5, and in 6, Destiny's Child. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
I am with Destiny's Child here. I think she'll get on the skin properly today. I thought she ran well against Cherokee Chief, against McGrath, Fred, Ranger. And I think today she'll get a soft lead. Again, I think I've give you a video for this one, haven't I?
Yep, you have indeed.
I have indeed. Yeah. Sweet. So we'll show you what I mean. The 4 just gets on her inside at the corner. She does run really, really wide.
Here we go.
So you can see Ballymac McGrath still in 5, Destiny's Child in 6, Rosander Ranger in 1, and Millcroft Fred in trap 3. So if you look at the 6 here, she's got absolutely, she's lengths quicker than the 1, 3, and the 5 to the corner wall rear post. So she's going to go into that corner there like 4 lengths in front of them. The 3 and the 1 are chasey types. I think the 4 here was Cherokee Chief, which is, it was a short price favourite that day, and she's stuck with it as well. Now, this is where she sort of tends to lose her races a little bit, Destiny's Child. She swings wide, but she does stay. People think, she's a bit of a short runner, but she's not. She does stay, but then look at her again off the corner there. She's running so wide. But today, I think she's going to get properly on it. The one's going to lead up the inside now. That's been running pretty good over the 450s. It's capable of doing sort of 28 dead, 28-10 sort of runs. And it's going to get a run. It's going to lead the inside as well. But dogs stepping up to the 483, they tend to have quite a bad record the first time they run. And you can see that the trial 30.07 have put it bang there. I only have Destiny's Child, a 30.25 dog, but she's just certain to lead. And I don't know how I can get away from it, to be honest. I think she's one of the better bets on the card. I've only got a 9-4, but I'd want to be betting her at sort of like 3-1 plus. I think she's a real good chance here. The one might, don't get wrong, the one could chin her late, but the one's going to play goalkeeper for 2 and 3, so I can't have them. The 4's stepping up in class massively. The 5 won't reverse the form from last week because she's going to get on the skin, and she's running pretty well at the minute as well. So yeah, I'm with Destiny's Child.
So Doggesser's selection in race 2 is trap 6, Destiny's Child. Race 3 is an A3 over 483 metres. Craig Green Storm in 1, Scarlet Gold in 2, Springwood Adele in 3, Bellagio Blaze in 4, Jumeirah Rover in 5, and in 6, Glenada Mambanzo. Doggesser, what do you fancy?
Easy for you to say, pal. This was a race that I found really trappy. I priced it I think I was 5-2 the field, something like that. It was really, really tough. The 2, 3, 4, and the 5. Sorry, the 1, 2, 3, 5 all run against each other last week. The 2 won fair and square, but it found an absolute bingo break by its own standards. It's got no pace inside or outside it, but it needs to find a similar sort of break. I've got it favourite. I mean, it won at 20-1 on Betfair last week as well. There's a lot of form tying in Bellagio Blaze with the 3, the 2, and the 5 as well. There's a run there behind Noddy's Blue Goat, I think. And Blaze was pretty. I think he's got the most early pace out of them, so I think he'd be a dog who could get round. Now, if there's any sort of 5-1, 6-1 about Bellagio Blaze, I'd take a chance on him because he is strong. And if he got anywhere near the front, he'd be a massive, massive player in this. The 6 showed pace last week. Looked to me like it's a little bit of a coward when dogs are around it. Jumeirah Rover's got pace and it'd have to get on the skin. It's not show me enough to say that I think it could win this. But if I had to put anything up, I'd put Bellagio Blaze up. But again, it's not a race that I particularly like. I'd steer away from betting this.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 3 is trap 4, Bellagio Blaze. Race 4 is a B3 over 450 metres, Ballymac South in 1, Folks Court Ella in 2, Liz Duff Ella in 3, Be My Guest in 4, Crying Old Eileen in 5, and in 6, Ballymac Schmidt. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I'm going to be with Crying Old Eileen. I think she was very, very unlucky last week. The race is just a bit of a mess inside as well, with the one having early pace, but it's been off since I think December time-ish. It's in season as well, so it's about 8 weeks season or something like that. The 3's going to edge in. The 1 and the 2 want the same ground. The 4's going to edge in and ever so slightly at the corner. And the 5 just has to lead the 6 wide for me, and I think it's a massive, massive player. It could turn, 3rd or 4th dog, and I think it'd still have a big chance of picking some of these up, especially with the 1 being in season. Smith will be there on his old form. Again, it's not a race I'm mad keen on, but I've put 2-1 up the 5, and I think, if you can get anything sort of 11-4 plus, I think you won't go wrong betting this. But yeah, it's. I just think he'll be a mess inside, and I think the 5 will lead the 6. So if that happens, then I think the 5's a winner.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 4 is the Dutch striker, trap 5, Crying Old Eileen. Race 5 is a D2 over 275 metres, Bushak Sweet Pea in 1, Jazz Hands in 2, Drumline Jenny in 3, Fantasy Moon in 4, Springwood Diaz in 5, and in 6, Sansa Snow. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I'm going to next best Bushak Sweet Pea. This is a downgrade from last week, running against Chiefs and Snow, and that she's a little bit easy at the corners. She's not the most fluent bend runner in the world. The bitch is different speed to the corner. If these took a level, she'll never take a level. She'll always give them, 1, maybe a length and a half start. She'd take 4 lengths out of them to the corner, and then when she's on her own and there's nothing around her, she goes around the bend very, very different. And I think here this could be one of them situations where she could go free clear to the corner and just has to turn left. The 4's interesting stepping up from the 450. I think it's going to edge in from the 4 as well. The 5 and 6 are both pretty slow away. The 5 could get a run here because the 6 is more of a 4.83 bitch. But I do think that Bushak Sweet Pea is different speed, and I think she'll get there tonight and she'll be on her own. She'd have no excuses for losing there because the 2's a middle. She's going to have loads of space. This looks a real spot for her for me. There'll be some decent prices about her. There'll be some 11-4, 3-1 about her, and I couldn't put anyone off betting her. I think she's better than them. That's my opinion. So I think she's a winner there. Maybe the 5 for the cast as well, because I think the 2, 3, 4 will all want the same ground. So I'd be taking a chance on the 5 or 6, maybe casting or try casting up and stuff. And so, but yeah, the ones should win there. Really, she's better than them.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 5, and it's the Dog Guesser's very own Bushak Sweet Pea, and that's his next best. Race 6 is a B5 over 450 metres. Fleetwood Kian in 1, Millcroft Chief in 2, Zari China in 3, Bellagio Boss in 4, 1 for Coco in 5, and in 6, Jumeirah Idol. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
Nothing in this. It's it's a very, very difficult race to price. The 1's different speed, but it's coming out in 240 odds. Like, I'd probably get to the winning line before the 1 would.
I'd love to see that.
It's ridiculous. The dog's just missing the break every week. I'd be favourite, I'd definitely be jolly. The dog just misses the break every week. The 2, if it leads the 1 on the inside and holds the 3, would be a big player. It's so difficult because you know the one is going to miss it, but at the same time, you know, if the one came away, it just hack up. But it's probably not going to happen. The 4 is outgraded for me. The 5 and 6 could do each other. I just thought it was one of them races that I wouldn't want to bet in. If I had to pick something, I'd probably pick the 1 just because it's different speed. But look, if you want to bet a dog that's giving free length start away every week, then be my guest, you know. But it's not for me. Yeah, it's no bet race this.
So race 6 is a no bet race, but if you had to pick something, it would be trap 1, Fleetwood Kean. Race 7 is a B2 over 450 metres, Corin Bolt in 1, Bit Vual in 2, Rosander Roseanne in 3, Keedy King in 4, Burns Knight in 5, and in 6, free inside. Dog guesser, what do you fancy?
I'm going to nap Keedy King. I thought he was absolutely cursed last week. He's missed the break, paced up like an absolute lunatic, and then checked off the back of Corin Bolt at the second bend, and he would have won turning second behind Matter. Or if he didn't win, he'd have gone very, very close. Look, he's going to lead these. I don't know enough about the 5. The trials are good. But the only problem is with that is that it's an August 19, first time in with 6 dogs. It's very tough. I mean, I'd sooner be with the 4. I think it was cursed last week. It showed the same sort of speed as Barnside Matter, and Barnside Matter here you'd fancy it to lead lead these to the corner. The problem is with Rosander Roseanne being inside, it tends to push off ever so slightly at the cans. Now, you just wouldn't want that taking a bingo and taking the ground. But I think if they turn level, if they trap level together, I think Keedy King will win here and he'll lead all the way. The 5 is interesting on debut. The 2 will lead the 1 inside, and that'll take care of the Corin Bolt dog doing anything mad like chasing. But yeah, for me, Keedy King, I think it's my nap.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 7 is trap 4, Keedy King, and that's his nap. Race 8 is a D4 over 275 metres, Carryall Tiger in 1, He's For Real in 2, Be Proud in 3, Lady Mystical in 4, Wish for Smithy in 5, and in 6, Mudross Abbey. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I'm going with Mudross Abbey. I managed to get a video of the trial of Wish for Smithy, and it's not a wide runner, so it's not going to get in Mudross Abbey's way. She's a ping break type. She's not really got blistering early pace or anything, but she comes out running. Now the 1 has a good draw with Ease For Real pushing off ever so slightly from the 2. The 3 and 4 I think are outgraded. The 4 is a chasing type, and I think so's the 3 to be honest. But for me, yeah, I think Mudross Abbey's got a really nice draw to work from with the 5 cutting in. The other drawn dog as well is the 1, but there's, like I say, it's one of them races that I'm not really keen on. Mudross Abbey is in season as well. That'll be another factor. I think I've got about 9 to 4, 2 to 1-ish. It's not a race I like, but if I had to pick anything, and say if Abbey went sort of 3 to 1, 7 to 2-ish, I'd be looking to bet Mudross Abbey. So yeah, Mudross Abbey for me.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 8 is the Butcher's Apron, trap 6, Mudross Abbey. Race 9 is a D3 over 275 metres, Redbrick Josh in 1, Lingholm Lucy in 2, Kiliski Duke in 3, Kill Barry Laurel in 4, Pat's My Girl in 5, and in 6, Wee Rocco. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I absolutely love Wee Rocco here. I think he's a good thing. I think he's going to be too short though. That's the problem. That's why I'm not napping or next best him. He's actually just opened 7 to 4 with 365, which is a big old price. That it looks a certainty to me. Anyway, Red Brick Josh misses the break. I don't know anything about the 2 dog other than the Pilo form. The trials are not anything sparkling. Kalinsky Duke's going to edge in a little bit from 3. It's not the speed anyway. I don't think Wee Rocco's come out of a race with Drumling Jenny and you know, Ballymac CC, Sansa Snow, Jet Sally, these dogs in this company would be very, very short. You know, the race there where it won a D2 at 13-8 favourite, and you know, it's got a downgrade. It's got Pat's My Girl on its inside. I don't know what more it wants. Like this is a gilt edge chance. I've put it in even money. I could make a case for that being a little bit too big. But the 7-4 with 365 is well, it's not going to last anyway. So it looks a good thing.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 9 is trap 6, Wee Rocco. Race 10 is a D2 over 275 metres. Glashidi Rock in 1, Justin's Destiny in 2, Move Over Tommy in 3, Ballymac CC in 4, Lieutenant in 5, and in 6, Grangeview Lucky. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I actually fancy the 5 here, Lieutenant. The 4 is going to dive for the rails. It does every week. The 2 is going to push off. The 3 is the meat in the sandwich. So I wouldn't really want to be betting any of the 4, 3, or 2. The 6 looks like it's a bit paceless. It looked like it was just leaning on the Springwood Diaz dog last week. It was in with better company, don't get me wrong, but it didn't show any sort of pace for me, which would be a concern. And it broke pretty well that night. Lieutenant did show something. I thought it showed a little bit of pace, albeit in a weaker race. But it's got a really, really good draw to work from tonight. You know, it's not an exposed dog. For me, it looks like it's a spot for this. I'd be happy enough here to play 3-1 the 5 dog and 9-2 the 1 dog, and take like sort of 11-8 as a couple, like as a bit of a Dutch. I'd be happy to play both of them at like 11-8. I think the only other dogs there that could chin you would be probably the 2. I made it between 3 dogs, so yeah, I'd be betting the 5 and the 1 at them prices, but my selection is Lieutenant.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 10 is trap 5, Lieutenant. Race 11 is a B7 over 450 metres. Hillcroft Baby in 1, Financial Aid in 2, Fleetwood Daisy in 3, Fancy a Flutter in 4, Breakaday Jet in 5, and in 6, Jaguar Blackie. Dog Guesser, I know what you fancy.
You don't.
It's not Financial Aid.
No, never again. They've missed an S off the end of that name. It's just a dog it never wins. Look, it's 0 from 7. It's been short priced a few times now. It's had every single chance in the world. It's just you can only put it up so many times. You know, if there's a way to lose, this dog will find it. You know, it's been on the skin. Look, last week it should have been burying them. I can't be doing with it. I'm hoping the 1 will hold it to the corner. The 3 refused last week. It's a bit of a dodge. Now, the 4 doesn't probably want to be this wide, but the trial suggests there's a bit of life in the 4 dog, Fancy a Flutter. And this was a decent dog. Well, I say decent, but, you know, it'd be better than these, say, 4 months ago. I actually had the trials a little bit slower that day as well. So I think if it could reproduce that sort of run there, and I'll tell you now, it's got some pace this as well. It's got some good early pace. So I think if this could get across and lead, you know, and do sort of 29-10, that'd be enough to win here. I think the 9-2 with bet 365 is too big. The 5 is pretty much a boat. The 6 is a boat. They're just slow away. The only way they get involved is if there's either some messing or, you know, a bit of crowding up front. I won't think they'd be quick enough. But yeah, I've look, the 2 might just ping out and do something stupid. Who knows? But you know, it can't keep breaking the way it's been breaking recently. I've only ever seen it come away once, so yeah, I'm going to be with Fancy a Flutter. I think it might be able to get across these.
So Dog Guesser's selection in race 11 is trap 4, Fancy a Flutter. Race 12 is a B4 over 450 metres. Wanted Tara in 1, Champagne Clelia in 2, Holt Mill Tigger in 3, Abernathy Pearl in 4, Wanted Stacey in 5, and in 6, Coon of Speed. Dog Guesser, what do you fancy?
I thought this was very tricky as well, to be honest. Look, the 2 will lead the inside. The 3 is going to push off from 3. The 4 will catch pigeons. The 4 is an absolute lunatic chasing dog. But it can run. It's fast. The 5 has a miss break in it, and if the 5 does miss the cans, the 6 will lead wide, and if the 6 leads wide, the 6 will win. But if the 5 comes away, the 5 and 6 are going to clash. That's what will make the race here for me. If the 5 and 6 clash, you're looking at the 2 could nick it off the front, or the 4 could come and chase them. If the 5 and 6 don't clash, the 6 will lead wide, and the 6 will back run the 2, and that's what will happen. It was a race that I wouldn't really want to bet in. I've gone 2-1 about the 6, 11-4, the 2 and the 4, and then really any price you want about the rest. But if I had to pick something, look, I've made the 6 favourite, so that'd be my selection. But it's not a race I'm going to be betting in.
So Doncaster's selection for race 12 is trap 6, Cone of Speed. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure you click that subscribe button.